Everybody got their questions ready? All right. Now 21 Pilots.
Check. Hello. Thanks for coming. You're welcome.
Ready for some questions?
Right. Yeah.
All right. Let's start with number 1, Christine. Where are you at, Christine?
If you had the world's attention for 30 seconds, what would you say?
I think we did that with Stressed Out. And taking our pants off. That's how we used our 30 seconds. Never to have it back.
I was happy with that.
Yeah, I loved it.
All right. Where's Gabe at? All right. What made-up animal would you be and why? And
What would you name it?
completely made up.
We've answered this before, actually.
Yeah, I think we have.
Verbatim. Sorry. You're not that creative.
Good try, though.
What was
I
that?
already forget what I
I
answered.
think mine was like a spider monkey, but because it is two animals,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? And then you take a regular monkey and then you add a spider and you get a spider monkey. And so, I guess that already exists though. So, something with a monkey, like a octopus monkey.
That's cool.
It's terrifying. You get the flying squirrel.
I think I would want to just be a fly, but super strong.
Like a rhino fly.
Yeah. Still the same size, though. But, could like...
See, I think it'd be interesting if you took a fish and you kind of like combine it with a cat.
But this made-up one would be called a fish cat.
Fish cat. Very different.
Yeah.
It's a land mammal.
Yeah.
Good answers. Where's Miranda at?
Hi.
Right.
Okay, I have to think about this. It's in front of you.
Don't mess up.
Okay, so I really enjoyed all of your remastered versions of the songs that you guys have put out lately. So I want to know what songs would you consider remastering and turning into lullabies for your daughter?
Go to sleep as the
It would be terrifying. She would never sleep. Yeah, I guess go to sleep is perfect. Coming through in the club.
sounds like a lullaby.
It does. It's not.
All right. Presley?
Okay, what is one experience that changed your life involving a fan?
There's been a lot of really cool interactions. Sometimes it's maybe like, meet and greets kind of can go pretty quick, but there are often like cool stories told, or just even like on the street, we'll kind of like have interactions. I feel like seeing people with tattoos of lyrics or something crazy feeling. It's just something that meaningful that you put it on your body forever. I also have Tyler's name tattooed on me, so
I'm a huge fan.
pretty meaningful. Specific.
Yeah, I mean, I would say that as many interactions as we have about our music that is, extremely powerful and profound. I think one of the most powerful things that we get to interact with, or at least witness, is the relationships and friendships that are created because of this music, but between fans. It's one of the things that, I guess in a sense, we never really imagined or planned on. It's not like we wanted to create something intentionally that felt like a community. We were just writing songs and making music and playing shows, and that happened seemingly out of nowhere and kind of out of our control, which made us feel like it was that much more organic. It wasn't forced, and it's you guys who do that, and watching that is easily the most inspiring part of what it is we do.
Pretty deep.
I know.
Jeremy?
What is the smell that reminds you of your childhood that you would want turned into a can?
There's a lot.
I hear it.
I think there's certain seasons that remind me. I mean, all of the seasons. Specifically fall, for some reason. When it starts to turn, there's certain smells. I know that it's just plant death. For some reason, it hits home for me. Storms have a certain smell. I remember, I loved storms growing up. I still do. But was so excited about whether it was sitting at a window or on a porch and watching a thunderstorm. So I guess those would be two of them. Some sort of like outdoor thing.
Do you want to?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I think related to the fall, like a fire. I feel like you don't really have like a fire in the summer because it's hot. I mean, sometimes you can, but like a fall fire is the best, and then it like smells specific in the fall as well.
And I think probably your own house has a smell.
Yeah.
You don't even realize exists. You've all gone to your friend's house and you're like, I know this smell.
Yeah.
You're sitting next to your friend in class and you're like, I can smell you.
Yeah.
It's like your house. It's not creepy and it's not even a bad smell. It's like a specific smell for some reason.
That's always been so weird to me.
It wasn't until I've never smelled my family's smell until I was older and I moved out. And I went and made my own smell. And then you go home to like your parents' house or whatever, and you're like, I remember the smell.
That's got to be the number one to the answer.
Your parents' house.
Yeah, your parents' house smell.
You smell good, by the way.
Lots of smells. Suzanne?
We're just over here. You should have stayed here. Thank you.
Well, first I want to say thank you for taking time out of your day to meet with us. I know we all appreciate it.
You're welcome.
My question is, if you had a talk show, who would you want to be your first guest, or who would you most want on the show?
If we both had a talk show,
Like,
we could
together?
Together or separate? Both of you.
It changes everything if it's separate. If it's separate, I would have my show every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. You would have your show Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. We would take Sunday off, and we would just constantly interview each other. Yeah, because it fits with the schedule.
Yeah, I'm free on.
I'm free.
We'd probably have Will Smith on there, because our talk show studio's in one of his houses,
Yeah,
and I think he would probably want to
I'd be part of the deal.
be into it.
So that's it.
Yeah.
All right, Amanda.
So everybody's put a lot of thought into their questions, and they're really good. And I just want to know, what's your best joke ever?
This joke. Oh man.
That's pressure.
Has anyone? I mean, do you really create jokes? Don't you just hear them and then
Well, repeat one.
Say it. like repeat your favorite one?
Yeah. There is no brand new joke. They're all just very.
I don't know any jokes.
We have a friend who tells us there are no jokes, which is basically his way of saying, like, you mean everything you say. It's like, wow, way to suck the fun.
That's probably my favorite joke.
There was a time when I was younger that blonde jokes were a thing. I don't think they're a thing
Oh
anymore.
yeah.
I don't know if it's even like PC, but whatever. But one of my favorites was there was a
I totally forgot about it.
remember blonde
Yeah,
jokes? Childhood. Yeah, there was a blonde in a boat out in the middle of a field, and she was rowing as hard as she could. And off in the distance, this other blonde was yelling at her and said, "You know what? You're why we have all these jokes about us. You're why everyone makes fun of us. And you know, if I could swim, I'd get over there and kill you." Sorry. My wife's blonde. I can say that.
All right, where's Stacy?
Hi.
Sorry.
This one shows to be blonde.
Yeah. I have a question for you. I'm sorry. Before you get to your question, are there true blondes? Because I was talking to blondes. They said that no one is actually like a true blonde. They actually either decide to kind of like keep it blonde and try to keep up with it, or never mind. I feel like I'm in too deep at this point.
I thought you were alluding to there's truth in every joke.
Oh yeah, there are no jokes. There are no blondes. There's blonde in my heart. Okay. Yeah. Anyway, continue.
All right, so speaking of jokes or funny things, what's the funniest thing you did as a kid that your parents still talk about to this day?
One that my mom brings up a lot is, I don't know how old I was, but I was young enough to make, like, while eating, just make a huge mess all the time. So I got done with dinner. Actually, I think my parents have learned just tell me to take my shirt off when I eat. Because I just, like, have, like, spaghetti all over my shirt. So,
Hold on, how old are you?
I'll text my mom after this, but probably, like, 8.
Shirts off, man.
Yeah. Which is probably why I still eat dinner shirtless.
And play the drums.
Yeah. Gotta make a mess. So I finished dinner and still just was running around the house with no shirt on. And I started blowing my nose on the couch. And my mom's like, "Why would you do that?" And so I was just like, "I don't have a shirt on." So that was my only other option. Yeah.
You made that up. That's a joke.
It really happened.
I'm like crying. I didn't know that back then. There's not a lot of those left.
Yeah, no, that's true. Yeah.
I don't know if I can follow that up. I guess mine's actually an eating one as well too. I don't remember, maybe at 12 or 13, and I'm the oldest of 4 kids, so I was always trying to show off and lead them on the right path. My younger siblings, and I was like, "Hey guys, watch this! I can eat this taco in one bite." And I think I was older than that. I was like, I definitely knew better. I was like 16 or something. And I tried to eat a taco in a whole bite. It was a soft taco, and I almost died. I choked. I was choking. I had to stand up. My mom was so mad at me. Started hitting me, but she was hitting my back to try to, unlodge the said taco. But I knew there was also like anger behind her hits. So it was like she was trying to save me, but also hurt me. But yeah, I scared the whole family there. And at the end, like I'm crying because when you choke, you just like your body just freaks out. And I think at the end of it, I was just like, gotcha. Like I had prepped them. It's dumb.
All right, Brianna.
Hi. My question was if you could be any day of the week, what day would you be?
If you could be any what?
Any day of the week.
Day of the week.
What would you be? Why?
Oh, which day of the week would we be? Anything come to you quick or no? We kind of have an odd existence where it doesn't matter what day of the week it is. A lot of people's schedules, whether it's work or school, what day of the week it is very, important to what it is they're doing. And I've tried to explain this to people before, and I've had a friend or a family out traveling with us for maybe a week or so. And by the end of them being out and traveling, doing what it is we do all year long, they end up losing track of what day of the week is it? Because it doesn't matter what day it is, we're going to do this, And so we lose track of time. I think the 7-day cycle is important as you log kind of how life is going. Well, it's a new week, or well, last Wednesday I was doing this, and when you lose track of that week, it adds to the weirdness of touring for a living. So, what day would we be? I mean, it doesn't matter, because for us, the day of the week.
It's like probably the least important thing in our life.
Yeah.
What day it is. But maybe like Monday, so we can miss traffic or something.
Wait, miss traffic? Isn't traffic on Monday?
Well, not in the middle of the day.
Oh, well, okay.
Because we're not going to be waking up and,
That's true.
hitting that morning rush.
Yeah. It's morning for us right now.
Yeah.
So, I guess Monday is the most boring one, I think. But we'll go with Monday.
What's the least boring?
The least boring?
For us.
For us? Well, right now I like Saturdays a lot just because of football. But other than that, it doesn't matter.
All right, I'll hand it off to Dan.
Kind of have 2 questions for you guys. Tyler, what is like this most significant thing in your life that inspired you to write a song? And then for Josh.
Being an artist or songwriter, the moment is when you get signed, to a label. We didn't really know what a label meant, what that partnership is supposed to do. Especially that young in our career. But we did know that when we signed with a booking agency, that meant more shows. And like Josh was saying, like for us to email bars and clubs and say, hey, we actually had to lie. Like, I represent this band, my name is, and we would make up a name. Because if you're the band yourself reaching out to try to play shows, they're not going to listen to you. So I came up with this like alter ego guy that represented us. And that's the only way we would get answers. But it was just very tough to try to put a tour together. There's a lot of planning, making sure that there's enough time in between shows that you can drive there, and just all the logistics. And then, so the day that we knew that we were going to start working with a booking agency, was like, okay, this is what we've always wanted. We wanted to play more than, 2 shows a week. We wanted to go out and do this. And they made that possible. And we were excited to go earn it. So I was happy. We hugged our agent, and he was like, what are you doing?
Steph?
Hey guys, so my question is, if you could describe each album in one emotion, what would they be?
One emotion. It's not fair. Emotions are like, you can't use one word to describe an entire emotion. It would take me a week to come up with one word to describe each album, so that would be very difficult for me to do. Maybe Vessel would be gray, Polarium Face would be red, and Trench would be yellow. And for me, those colors represent emotion, so I guess that's the answer.
All right. 1.
I feel like he should have gone first.
Hi guys. So what's the funniest thing Jen Dunn has gotten into or done while on tour?
He's a really good boy. I don't think he's really gotten into anything on tour, but when I first got him, really try not to leave him alone, but sometimes you gotta go run errands. I would come home and there's toilet paper all over the house, because he would just like grab it and start running.
He was like, I don't have a shirt on.
That's a better go-to than what I did. That's probably the worst thing. I feel like I haven't really. He's my first dog, so I was kind of like bracing for terror. And it really was not. It's not been that bad. So
He's out of his humping phase, right?
yeah, he does it every once in a while. But he was doing that for a while. I'm trying to think. Yeah, I don't know. He ate half the pizza once.
Haven't we all though?
I mean, one reason he ate half is because the first half was already gone. We split a pizza.
All right, we got one more. MK.
Hi. You've played in some of the biggest arenas and have reached levels of success most bands only aspire for. What is your next big dream that keeps you up at night?
I mean, it is kind of a scary idea that you've obtained what you've always dreamed of, you know. Obviously, our dreams, from the smallest to the largest, something as simple as Josh already mentioning quitting our jobs when we were working in restaurants or whatever kind of hourly job we were doing at the time. That was kind of the dreams, you know, play music, do it for a living. not necessarily make a bunch of money doing it, but just be able to focus on it. And then obviously with each of those goals or dreams in line, those dreams got bigger and bigger. What I always appreciated about Josh and I's friendship was we were very open about talking about the biggest of dreams very, very early on, when most people would probably think that you're kind of crazy. You know, that was like our secret. We talked about what we wanted to accomplish. And we couldn't say this to everyone because it would just sound insane. But the idea of playing arenas all around the world, as much as a lot of bands and artists maybe that find themselves doing that, are constantly playing catch up to try to wrap their minds around their reality. The truth is we were already there in our heads a lot sooner than when it happened. Which is why we felt like, maybe like a blind ignorance that we could do it, that actually, in fact, helped us materialize it. I wonder if, knowing everything we know now, if we were just to go back and try again, having to start from the ground up, we might give up. But because we didn't know how many other bands were trying to do this, how we're just a very small fish in a gigantic ocean, the chances of it happening, of everything falling into place, were so slim. But we didn't know that. What we thought was if we worked hard and we got better at our craft, then we would make it. The truth is, there are a lot of bands and artists who work really hard at their craft and are very, very good, and they don't make it. And I think that looking back on it now, we realize how lucky we are. But at the same time, we realize that we were given the shot, the chance to be here because we were ready, we were prepared. We felt like we were constantly working to get better at every aspect, whether it was songwriting, lyricism, live show, sound, everything. And I guess back to your question, like what's next? I think that we're constantly trying to outdo ourselves, trying to stay ahead of ourselves. We don't want to kind of succumb to any sort of routine or rut or fall back on what has worked in the past, but wanting to continue forward, whether it's the way that the songs sound or how they're recorded or what our shows look like and sound like and feel like. So in a way, we're not really able to point at a building like we used to and say, we want to play there someday, because we found ourselves playing all those buildings, and it truly is an amazing feeling. But there's this whole other psychological staircase that we're trying to climb, which is constantly trying to continue to get better and outdo ourselves and to progress and hopefully create something that our fans and everyone who's kind of really been invested in what it is we've been doing want to kind of go on that journey with us, want to climb that staircase with us. And it's a hard thing to do. It's one thing to write a song, it's another thing to release it. It's one thing to write a hit record, it's another thing to follow it up. And in a sense, we feel like anyone can do it once. Almost anyone can do it twice. Can you do it 3 times? Can you release 4 good records? Can you go on 20 good tours? Put together 20 good shows? That's where our drive comes from, is constantly trying to grow and to make sure that we're not plateauing in any way.
Good questions, guys.
Do you want me to say something else?
No, we're out of questions.
I appreciate a man who likes to sit in silence like that. Very awkward.
Yeah, I'm very awkward, I would say. Man, a few words, except when I'm on the radio.
Okay.